All right, so you know, basically, I was talking to the car dealer, and you know, he's saying the price. So basically, here we're looking at a 2011 Subaru Outback, I believe, right? And basically, you know, I was trying to talk to the dealer earlier, and he doesn't want to give you the final price of the car. They all like the final price, even then things pass, right? So we see that probably a 4-cylinder, 105k miles. Don't start the car. Hey, don't start the car.
Is the key okay?
All right. Yeah, so he basically, you know, he wants you to follow his lead, but he wants you to serve him. So I know the final price of this car is probably going to be about 20 grand, right? So accident report. So this thing's been in the accident. 2 previous owner orders. Does that tell me the type of accident? You know, so hopefully we're going to try to look for it today. We're going to try to see what actually happened to this car and try to go from there. So we're going to try to go through the car, try to see everything, and then try to go from there. You know, so these dealers, they usually tell that, hey, I'm about to buy it. They don't want to waste their time. So they've seen 1,000 people before, so we're going to try to take a look at it. So first things first, you want to try to check out the trim. You want to see, I got to get the train box. Yeah, I got to make sure that when I do these videos, I got to make sure they're in a place where it's like there's no traffic. It's like everything's silent. You can really hear. But what you want to do, you want to try to check the trim. You want to try to see where the damage is. Basically, you're looking for that damage. If there's structural damage, that's not something that you want. The worst thing you really don't want, structural damage is okay, but the worst is water damage. Because, you know, the water damage the electrical systems. Cars are, even though they run off engine, they're very electrical. And you want that to be working, right? So the interior of the car to be working, right? You want that AC to be working. And then I think what sucks about this, I can't really get on the left side, so. But yeah, I'm just basically looking for any something slight right there, right? I really want to just try to look that out, try to see that through. Yeah, this is why I kind of don't like going to dealerships. I was supposed to see a private owner today, but then he kind of showed up a bit late, and I said I don't have time, so I said, you know what? Let's just let's kind of go through it. So basically, that's what you're trying to look for. You're basically trying to look at for anything uneven, right? Right, and then the next thing, and then you try to go right here, and then as you're looking, you want to try to look at the tread, right? So I'm looking at the tire tread here, and you know, this tire tread looks great. Looks really good. So right, you want to make sure that, you know, there's a lot of tread left on the tires. You know, a good tire costs $250, so you kind of don't want to do that to yourself. So I feel like if there's anything, it might have been this door, but maybe it's the way that I'm knocking it, right? So also want to try to look for any dead scratches, right? And then you just gotta actually try to look. Right, so the exterior kind of looks good so far. Right, then try to look at the top, try to see anything. So I really can't tell. Right, so what it might be here, it might be some water damage. So what we would try to do next is we want to try to get underneath the car. We want to try to see if anything we can find on the outside. We can find by looking underneath the car. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so kind of looking around as you're looking underneath, right? So basically this is where you lift the car if you ever had to jack it up. Also, I think what's nice about this car is like I could really identify the steel underbody, the undercarriage, right? And I see the cross frame. I see a lot of metal parts. I see it's rusted, right? So I see that's an oil pan, and then right in front of it, right in front, so that's the oil pan to the, like the far right of the screen, and then right in front of it, you can't really see it, but it's a frame, and then we'll probably see on the other side, and that's where you can lift it. You know, on some cars I can't really see it as much, but here I can. Here, and then I think this is out. This is the frame. This is like the floor. And that frame's kind of solid. So I think one good thing about this car, there's so many points where you can lift it. Right now, that catalytic, that exhaust that leads all the way to the catalytic converter, that seems a bit rusty. Right, this undercarriage is mostly good to go. Right, and then I think there's like a new part right here. Right, so I'm not really seeing anything in there. Try to get the back. Right, so we're looking at the shock and the strut. Right, so we kind of see that the strut looks kind of good. The strut looks kind of good. But the shock, right, the shock is kind of good, but the strut itself is a bit rusty. Right, so it looks like my ball joints, my tie rod ends, those are rusty as well. Right, that's the outer tie rod. It's the inner tie rod, kind of rusty. Outer tie rod, brake line. If I go ahead and touch that brake line, let's try to see. Looks good. Really not supposed to see touching these. That's okay. Right, and then let's try to check the other side. Right, so on this side it's a little less rust. Right, so I'm wondering if I see rust on this left side of the vehicle, then you know that's going to be that's going to be, you know, that's going to be some water damage on the left side, on the left side. Something happened. Right, that tie rod is still just as rusty. The inner and outer ball joints are still as rusty. The brake fluid is okay. Right, so you know that's really kind of all that there is. Right, and that's your differential. You know, no fluid coming out that differential, so it's all good. All right, you know, so I'm going to switch it up. I'm probably going to take it to the engine. Let's look at the interior. Right, we're going to get at the front because I want to start the engine and then turn the wheels, but before that, let's look at the interior. So you kind of see no leather seats, so this is probably like a base model right here. Everything's like brand new. You know, it's sometimes about dealerships is that they clean these cars very well, but they have this musty smell to it. So I don't know if the person cleaning the car cleaned it properly. But it does smell musty, so I'm suspecting that there's water damage. Right, you always want to try to touch the floor of the vehicle, see if it's a bit wet. Alright, so when I actually opened up this hood, it kind of felt a bit strange, so, and then I think the back in there, there's probably water, and then I'll try to see, you know, there's like water can make its way inside of the car. It really shouldn't be doing that. Right, it shouldn't be, you know, if this thing is shut, you want to try to keep it shut. It's not too bad, but you know, I think there's something, if you're willing to negotiate it, you can negotiate it. See, this was ripped open, but I had to make repairs. The more I look at this car, the more I feel like something happened to the left side of the vehicle. Well, I look at the right side of the seat, this thing's also happening too, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on with the vehicle. Right, there's any tools for us, or if they take that out. Right, really not too many tools. Okay, but you know, I guess something is here. I think that's another nice thing about these dealerships or vehicles here for cars. Okay, so I see, you know, there's the spare tire that they give you. That's really nice. Like really extra room, almost like two. One thing I like is that, you know, you could probably ask, hey, can I take a tool home with you that someone's not using? And then there you go, you have a new tool, basically. So I had it the dealer did come back out. I had a question, but I think I lost the question. So think that's okay. Hey, I got a question.
Of course you do.
Yeah, so like this truck, just one question, I'm still looking through. So like this truck here, right? It's like leak. I see water coming down, so I feel like it's not fully secured on this side. Do you know about this, or like what happened?
I cannot answer that. Maybe when you just open the door. If not, we have to look in the service department. I don't look into that.
Okay.
My job is in the office.
So I did read all the.
I'm sure we don't deliver any car with leaks or anything like that.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but you know,
it's good observation. You sure it didn't happen when you opened the trunk?
Yeah, I just opened it. It did happen. I opened the truck.
Exactly. So maybe it was water from here that fell through there.
Yeah, but your car.
I don't see any wet spot here.
Yeah, right here. Right here.
Let me see.
Yeah, that's where it was coming from. I saw it
yes,
come out right there.
Yes, you're totally right. They will check that out. Good observation.
Okay. Yeah, cause all right, sounds good. But all right, one more question. I did see one damage. Do you know what that damage is?
Damage or what?
On the Carfax. You know what that damage is?
Taking it down the Carfax. Yeah, it's not a damage, it's an accident. So
What happened? Do you know what happened?
I could check in the office. Before we buy the vehicle, we check the whole Carfax.
Okay.
When it has an accident, it's obvious that it got to be a fender bender.